colonialism was based on the hatred of the black man. And what I'm trying to do is to make sure that we dismantle the colonial legacies that dehumanized the black man. Okay? At its core, we have to bring dignity back to the black man. I know there are people who think this is just philosophy. No, it is not. It is important. Dignity is important because without dignity, even if you are competent, you can't perform. Because when you meet a white person, you have so much insecurity, you will not be able to negotiate a good deal for the country. So you must have dignity and you must have respect as a black man and woman to be able to bring value in any deals, in any trades, in any negotiations, in any agreements that you strike with the rest of the world. We must, this is now speaking for myself, I am quite focused on bringing universal health care to everyone in Kenya on the basis of taxation only. And this tax that I read to you is too high. It has to be reduced to the levels that are comparable to the rest of the world. Because a lot of these countries that developed, and I gave you the examples of Canada, I gave you the examples of Sweden and Norway, and these are the countries that are well managed. They did not develop on the basis of a taxation. They developed because their leaders respected their people, had a vision, utilized their taxes frugally, efficiently, and did not steal public resources. You see, take 50 billion. If you stole 50 billion, 50 billion is such a staggering number, and yet you go to every county, they have stolen more than 50 billion. You go to the national executive, they have stolen more than 50 billion. 50 billion is enough to equip nearly all the counties with first grade healthcare facilities. Healthcare facilities all over, so that people don't die like animals. Universal healthcare is important because medicine is not supposed to be a privilege. It's supposed to be a right. Healthcare should be a right. The ability to see a doctor specialized in your area to treat you and to be able to get medication for purposes of living like a normal human being should be a right, and it is in the Constitution. Education. We have to go back to quality education. If there was something that I grew up enjoying, was the educational system that we had. I'm not saying it was perfect, but I'm saying we have to get to a point where it is serving the people. In the province where I am, it's called Ontario. Education is free up to high school. Nobody pays anything from grade 1 to grade 12. You don't pay anything. The only time you pay something is when you go to university. And even at the university level, they have something called Ontario Student Program. It is something that students apply for. It's like a loan, but there are a lot of grants. So people coming from not well-to-do families and who are good students could actually go to school on scholarships and grants with no loan. You see, we don't have that in Kenya. And I'm saying these are things that should be addressed. We need to be able to clean up our environment because the entire country is stinking with garbage and waste, which are very easy to manage. And then, as I said, we must have infrastructure, starting with national transportation systems. We must be able to move people from point A to point B with very limited, modest means, meaning it cannot be so expensive for people to move around. Somebody was telling me that I should say that the matatus can also be reinforced. Like for now, we have matatus. These matatus are basically mkebes on the streets. They get into collision, everybody dies. I mean, they can have a law, and we should, before we unveil what I am talking about, probably minimum standards of constructing these things we call matatus so that they are safe, so that in the event of collision or they overturn, people, passengers, are not going to lose their lives the way they have been losing their lives in Kenya. Some accidents cannot be avoided, but most of the accidents happening in Kenya are completely avoidable. You know, recklessness, failure to adhere to traffic rules because of corruption. And then finally, corruption. You know, not everything is corruption, but corruption is a very big part of it. We have to be able to eliminate corruption from public sphere. And with integrity, if I'm a president of Kenya, and if I'm given the privilege of being a president of Kenya, and I unveiled a cabinet of people with integrity, and brought into fore, rules that govern my cabinet, we will be able to eliminate corruption in public service or reduce it to an extent where it is not a problem. So that's what Miguna brings to the table.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much for joining me for about slightly more than 2 hours. I've really enjoyed this conversation. And when I was given your number by a gentleman that knows you very well and told me that Miguna is a very honest person. If you write him a message, he will for sure respond to your message on whatever you are asking. So thank you very much for responding to my message. Perhaps somebody is asking, when is Miguna hitting the ground? As a last question so that we close this.
You see, that question is always unfortunate because...
Okay.
You know why it is unfortunate? Imagine you've seen elections in Britain.
Yeah.
You've also seen elections in Canada and some other countries. They are usually done in 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks maximum. You see, that's manageable for a country. A third world underdeveloped country cannot leave everything they are doing to do politics and campaigning for 2 years. That's just not feasible. It's not wise, it's not intelligent, it's not sustainable. And so that is the biggest problem, is that, you see, the person who is telling you to ask me this is listening to me. And from my talk alone, they should be able to make a decision whether they are going to vote for me or not. Like, you don't need anything else. You see? And with enough access to the internet and whatnot, and you can do your research, I don't think it is not that difficult. But this idea that somebody who has not stolen from anyone, who is just working like you and earning a livelihood, should leave what he's doing to do 100% campaigning 2 years before elections. So number one, if I'm able to do that, you have to interrogate me and say, where did you get the money that you're doing this with? Because you say you are clean. So the fact that I'm not doing that means I'm clean. I don't have the money that Ruto, Matiang'i, and Gachagua and the rest are using because they stole money. I mean, some of these people, they can't account for their wealth. Okay?
Yes.
They occupied public office from which they have been able to amass a war chest. This is the wrong thing to do. I'm on the ground because I'm talking to you. I don't have to be physically with you to be able to be on the ground. On the ground simply means in the 21st century, that you are able to reach the people where they are. Exactly. So if I can reach you on the phone, if I can reach you on your computer, if I can reach you on YouTube, if I can reach you through whatever means, I'm reaching you. But eventually, yes, Miguna will also do the physical thing on the ground. But honestly, he cannot afford 2 years before election to be there on a daily basis like the looters that we are saying have bankrupted our country.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope this is not the first and the last. I hope I will send another message to you, and if something comes up, we can always talk about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot.
I really enjoyed it. So, people of the internet, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope.